against Tom Barrett in an historic recall election. Governor Walker defeated Barrett 18 months ago.
And now Walker will have to win again to keep the job.
Here are the numbers in the hotly contested Democratic primary. We've got 82% reporting Tom Barrett has been declared the winner, leading Kathleen Falk 57% to 35%.
And the so-called fake Democrat Gladys Huber rounds out the field, coming in fourth place.
Also a Republican primary, Governor Walker easily defeated Arthur Cole Riggs. He admitted he didn't have a chance, and he was right. Here's the numbers. Scott Walker, 97% to Riggs with 3%. This is the showdown that a lot of people expected.
Tom Barrett just took the podium moments ago. We're going to go to him live.
Between March of 2011 and March of 2012, Wisconsin was the only state in this country to lose jobs. Why did that happen? Because he took his eye off the ball. Instead of doing what he said he was going to do, which was to create 250,000 jobs, he looked for new ways to divide us from each other. And that division is exactly opposite from the way I will govern. Because in difficult times, we do not need a leader who will divide us. We need a leader who will bring us together. And that is the leader I will be. We need a leader who will be independent. And I will be independent. I will not be beholden to out-of-state special interests. And we all know what's going on here. Scott Walker, instead of staying home in Wisconsin and focusing on creating jobs here, has decided that he is going to be a rock star to the far right in this nation. And he has traveled to California, to Texas, to Illinois again, to Florida. You name it, he's been there. I think he was in Iowa yesterday trying to raise money. And he's trying to raise money, talking about how successful he's been going after workers' rights in this country. And he wants to set the example. Well, it's time we set the example in this state and tell him that we are not going to do that. The message we are sending tonight is that Wisconsin wants a governor who is going to stay home, who doesn't want to be a rock star to the far right, but wants to create jobs. Because there are too many people in this state who are hurting. There are too many people in the middle class, people who want to be in the middle class, who have to work 2 jobs, people who don't have health insurance, people who want their children to get an education just like everyone in this room does. But what we have to understand is who he is listening to. He is not listening to the people of this state. If he were listening to the people of this state, he would not be taking this tour around the country. He would be staying right here, focusing on jobs. That's the challenge that we have. And this is a historic election. We all know it's a historic election. And there are some fundamental questions that the people of this state are going to ask themselves as they prepare to vote 4 weeks from today. Do we want a governor who has divided this state like it's never been divided before? Do we want a governor who has caused this state to lose more jobs than any other state in this country? No! Do we want a governor who focuses on giving tax breaks to corporations and the wealthiest people in this state? No! Do we want a governor who raises 60 to 70% of his funds from outside the state of Wisconsin? No! And do we want a governor who has to have a legal defense fund, a criminal defense fund? We do not want that in this state. Do we want a governor who is going to invest in education in this state? Who is going to try to make sure that people who are working can have health care for their children and themselves? Do we want a governor who is going to be independent, who will stand up to anyone, to do what's right for the people of this state? That's what we want to have happen. So this race is not about the past. It is not about the past. It is about the future of Wisconsin. And there is fundamental issues here. This is dead serious because we have never had a governor, $25 million. He has raised $25 million. 60 to 70% of the money this year has come from out of state. Do you think that those donors care about what's happening in Medford or Mauston or Muskego or Monroe? No. This is part of the national ideological war. And I'll tell you, as I've traveled around this state, the people in this state want an independent leader. They do not want someone who's going to take this state to the far right. It's always been his way or the highway. And we need a governor who's going to work with people. But we also have to fix this state. And that's what we're going to do. In the next 4 weeks, I want neighbors to begin talking to each other again. This is going to be neighbors to neighbors. Let us heal this state. Let us fix this state. Let us once again be a state where we can talk to our relatives, where we can talk to our coworkers, where we can talk to our neighbors about politics without having it become a bitter fight. That's our Wisconsin. That's what I want. That's what you want. We have a lot of work to do over the next 27 days. A lot of work to do. And I'll tell you right now, he is going to flood this state with out-of-state special interest money. He's going to flood this state with that. But we have something on our side. We have the people and the values of Wisconsin. And that's what this is ultimately going to be about. So I want to thank all of you. All of you have been great. But the work has only begun, because in the next 27 days, I need you like I've never needed you before. But more importantly, this state needs you like it's never needed you before. Let's end the Civil War. Let's work to create jobs. Let's restore trust to government. And let's fix this state. Let's do it, and let's win on June 5th. Thank you very much.